Good morning, everyone. This is the president, Paul Illich, and again we have our Lincoln Campus Director, Bev Cummins. She's also our Vice President of Student Affairs. This is our second video this morning, where we're talking about the 6 Goal 9 ideas. And Bev, let me share my screen.
Okay.
Okay, can you see the screen?
I can.
Okay, I'm going to back up a little bit. And I want to make sure everyone remembers Goal 9.6. 9.6 reads as follows: to maximize a positive and engaging organizational environment that encourages input, reflective and transparent communication, and compassion and respect toward the views and ideas of others. And the words that we really focus on is input, positivity, reflective thinking, transparent, compassion, and respect. So we just did a video on transparency. Now we're going to talk about reflection, which we defined as pausing and thinking about one's thoughts and emotions before reacting. So from your perspective, how important is this particular Goal 9 emotional intelligence skill, and how do you personally practice it, and how do you encourage others on the Lincoln campus to embrace this idea of reflection?
You know, I think this is probably one of the most difficult ones, especially in times like now that we're dealing with, where there's a lot of emotion attached and a lot of worry and apprehension and anxiety. And so that ability to recognize when we are and reflecting upon our own emotions during this time, and recognize when we're anxious, recognize when maybe our energy level isn't as high as we normally have it, and thinking about why that is. And once we can recognize those emotions, then the next step of being able to understand, hey, I'm not in a great place right now, so I may not have the best reaction to what you just said right now. So it's reflection to me is those two parts. It's first recognizing the emotions that you're feeling and reflecting upon them before you make comments to anything that's going on around you.
That's a really, really good way of thinking about it, Bev. You know, emotions are wonderful things. Emotions are what make us human. We really have wonderful emotions, and we should enjoy those emotions. One of the difficult things about emotions is it's just natural for us to react. It's actually kind of unnatural for us to be reflective and let that emotion pass through you before you actually react. What if I were to tell you, what if we created a technology that really encouraged everyone to be reactionary, to really act before thinking, and then we gave that out to everyone for essentially no cost, free? Well, we, as a society, what would that look like? Well, we've actually done that. It's called social media. But we can flip that. We can flip that, and we can think of, what if social media is an opportunity to practice reflection? Because we're constantly getting those opportunities, whether it's posting blogs, Facebook. There's tremendous opportunities for us to be reactive, but instead we can flip that and try to use it as a way to practice. Well, okay, I'm having emotion. Identify the emotion that you may have from a posting. Maybe someone posted something negative about you. Think about that. Let it pass through you before you act. One of the most powerful emotions is anger, and it can have a lot of positive benefit to anger, but only if it's handled correctly. If something upsets you or makes you angry, it's probably pretty likely that it was because there was a social injustice, or you weren't treated fairly, or someone that you know and care for wasn't treated fairly. That is likely to make you angry. But if you let that anger pass through you and then focus your actions on what actually caused that emotion, which would be the injustice. So try to right the injustice, and then that's a very positive, wonderful thing. So our emotions are great. They motivate us. They really make us care about one another. they're very, very important, but I think reflection is vital. Do you have any other thoughts on this idea of reflection? Have you ever got, I know the answer to this is no, but as your quote supervisor, have you ever been frustrated with me and had to engage in reflection to avoid saying something that you think might upset me?
I think that's a natural situation all the time. I assume that everybody I supervise has to pause and reflect sometimes about things that I've said. So yeah,
So,
probably is the case.
so you're admitting that I frustrate you from time to time.
Maybe yeah, a few
Well,
times.
don't feel special. I think I frustrate a lot of people from time to time, and it's generally not intentional. And if it is intentional, I'd be transparent and I would say, I'm going to say something right now, Bev, to frustrate you.
Right.
Well, I think this has been a great discussion on reflection. I think if our students, when they come to Southeast Community Colleges, they can leave here having some of these skill sets like reflection, that would be such a wonderful thing. We know we create wonderful skilled workers. We create individuals with great knowledge base in the arts and sciences. We also want to go further than that. We want them to be reflective thinkers. We want them to be able to be transparent, compassionate, and positive. That's going to be very important for not only their careers, but their life. Anything else?
No, I'm going to reflect upon what you told me.
Wonderful answer. All right, Bev, we'll see you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Sorry about that. I don't have anybody here to answer my phone.